School governance in the Philippine secondary education, a narrative review of the participatory governance, stakeholder participation, school performance, and I will be your presenter. School governance in the Philippine secondary education. So, abstract overview, school governance has emerged as a central lever for improving education quality, accountability, and inclusiveness under decentralized education systems. This review synthesizes empirical literature on HGC's participatory decision-making and organizational outcomes in mega secondary school environments. The objectives of the review are the following: synthesize evidence on governance practices and school performance, examine SGC conceptualization and operationalization in the Philippines, identify challenges in large, complex school organizations, integral theoretical perspectives on systems, stakeholder participatory, align findings with UN Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. The paradigm shift on decentralization. It states on authority shift, transfer of decision making from central agencies to local schools to better respond to contextual needs and mobilize community resources. Institutional belief. Schools are better positioned to respond to learning outcomes through shared leadership, accountability, and participatory mechanisms. According to 9155, RA 9155, the institutional anchor of this, you know, it's according to Republic Act number 9155 or the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001, designated schools as the primary units of governance. It formalizes school-based management, mandates transparency and shared accountability, establishes the legal basis for school governance councils or SGCs. SGC or the school governing councils are the composition and the processes and the governance. When it comes to composition, it has a diverse group including parents, teachers, learners, and community members working in synergy. As to process, active engagement, school planning, monitoring, and evaluation of school improvement plans. For governance, operationalizing participatory governance through deliberative decision making and shared authority. Its theoretical framework on this narrative review is anchoring in governance and academic record. First is the systems theory, school as an open systems. Governance practices influence inputs, processes, and outputs through feedback mechanisms. Effective governance enables coordination, learning, and adaptation, while weak governance disrupts systems coherence and performance. According to stakeholder theory, it has a shared ownership. Institutions gain legitimacy with actors' interest, resources, and participation shape outcomes. Meaningful engagement transforms stakeholders from mere observers into co-owners of the educational success. Second framework is the participatory governance theory. It has a democratic inclusion and deliberative process. As to democratic inclusion, it extends beyond consultation to shared authority. Participation is transformative when stakeholders possess both voice and influence. It has a deliberative process, focuses on the quality of interactions and the ability of various actors to negotiate and reach consensus on critical school issues. As to the methodology of this narrative review, the narrative literature review appropriate for synthesizing diverse empirical findings in policy analysis. As to thematic integration, it enables contextual interpretation of representative literature. As to temporal scope, peer-reviewed articles, theses, and documents from 2015 to 2025. As a context, priority in Philippine studies with international comparisons. As to the synthesizing of the sources, as to 2015 to 2025, we have the source category, the focus areas, and the governance dimension. Those are the following source category: the peer-reviewed journals, the government policies, the thesis and dissertations, and international reports. As the peer-reviewed journals, its focus is on the SBM implementation school performance. So government dimensions, it's empirical relationships. So government policies, we have this focus of RA 9155 debit orders, and its governance dimension is structural mandates. So thesis and dissertations, stakeholder experiences, localized school governance councils. And for the governance dimension, qualitative narratives. For international reports, the focus areas are the following: the SDG targets the global educational trends and the comparative standards. As to results to the governance and performance, leadership quality has strongest link Transparency is positive correlation. Accountability is consistent impact, and structural compliance is low link. So governance effectiveness depends on the implementation quality rather than mere structural compliance. Effective governance dimensions are the following: the participatory planning, the systemic monitoring, and the shared accountability. These three pillars repeatedly emerge as the strongest links to positive organizational outcomes. As to stakeholder participation gaps, these are the scale change, the symbolic participation, the power imbalances, and the monitoring deficit. The challenges in mega secondary schools according to managing governance at scale. Its complexity in large scale organizations is when it comes to coordination because it has difficulties in aligning diverse stakeholders across massive student populations and faculty sizes. As to documentation, also, its overload of administrative requirements that can shift the focus from performance to compliance. As to scalability, governance models must be adaptive, centralize risk, increase scale, and complexity strain participatory mechanism. As to alignment with the SDG 4, Target 4.7, it states that inclusive learning environments governance as a strategy for Target 4.7 focuses on the participatory decision making as a learning culture, promoting effective learning through inclusive, then operationalizing SDG 4 within local school environment plans. As to SDG 16 and 17, when it comes to partnership institutions, Target 16.6 institutions promotes effective, accountable, and transparent governance mechanism at the school level. As to Target 17.17, as the partnership underscores multi-stakeholder collaboration as a necessity for educational improvement. As to symbolic versus transformative participation, symbolic is procedural and transformative is relational. When it comes to symbolic, it's compliance-driven meetings, ceremonial attendance, lack of influence on actual budget or strategic direction. As to transformative or relational, shared authority, deliberative inclusion, impact on monitoring and evaluation, and genuine ownership of the school failures and success. So these are the scaling this transformative practice in mega schools remains the critical research frontier. So conclusions, governance effectiveness depends on implementation quality, not structural compliance. Participatory governance in large schools is considered constrained by scale and complexity. So accountability and leadership are the key predictors of performance. As to alignment with SDGs provides a global framework for local institutional development. So as to recommendations for future research, future studies should employ mixed method focusing on decision-making power in mega secondary schools. So these are the following image sources. Thank you.